What up, world? Looks like the NFL has definitely got some explaining to do. 2 days ago, in a shocking release, it seems like it took about 3 years for this ruling to come down. Jon Gruden has had a lawsuit pending 3 years now with the NFL regarding, his unceremoniously being fired from the Las Vegas Raiders, and apparently there was a lot of, sketchy and scrupulous things going on where this information was held against Jon Gruden and used at a later point to have weaponized to have him fired. However, after arbitration ruling has been deemed from a Nevada court by the Nevada Supreme Court, it shows here that in a 5-2 ruling that the arbitration clause in the NFL Constitution is, quote, unconscionable and does not apply to Gruden as a former employee. So this will allow Gruden's lawsuit will allow him to potentially pull up the discovery, the information of who ordered the email or who sent the emails that eventually led to the firing of Jon Gruden. Also, as well, this will force Roger Goodell to have to stand up and speak. It's a big moment because ultimately, if you look at this from a legal standpoint, this is a big moment for any former employees or employees who have to go through arbitration with their job. This is essentially like Roger Goodell stating he is the arbitrator and he's the person who the arbitration is going against. So that's never a good thing. And ultimately, this all sounded shady from the rip. They penalized the guy who no longer even worked for the league anymore. At this time when Gruden made these homophobic and somewhat racial comments, he was an employee for ESPN. So ultimately, the NFL fucked up. The Nevada Supreme Court ruled 5-2 in Jon Gruden's favor. So the NFL will have a right to an appeal, of course, but it will ultimately come down to if they could buy Jon Gruden off, or if Jon Gruden, wants to let this thing to die down. And from what it seems like, Jon Gruden doesn't. Essentially, he said, quote, via ESPN, that the league's actions disrupted the whole season. We were leading the division at the time, and it completely blindsided me and the team. What happened wasn't right, and I'm glad the court didn't let the NFL cover it up. So it remains to be seen, but definitely stay tuned for more updates on this as we go along. And enjoy the rest of your day, and stay tuned for more on the Blunt Talk Sports Podcast. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Thanks.